What If It's Cool is proudly brought to you by Respo Clothing. Feel like a champion by wearing the merch from all the stars, including Luke Resner, B Squared, Savannah Rowe, John Stop Action, Nova Nichols, The Cooters, and my personal favourite, Conflict Axiom. So feel like a champion by checking out Respo Clothing. They can be found on Facebook and on Instagram. In the mood for some wrestling? Make sure to check out the Melbourne Wrestling Show every Thursday at 10 PM on Channel 31. Need a custom entrance video, graphic, or hyperreel made? Make sure to check out Goated Wrestling Media on Instagram so you too can be the greatest of all time. Want your best dance moves or sporting event captured on film? Make sure to check out Have a Nice Day Productions, where every day is a nice day. Need some promo shots or your event filmed and edited? Or make sure to check out Adrian Casco Media for all your media needs. Want to stand out from the crowd with an amazing photo shoot? Well, make sure to check out Jamster Photography so you too can stand out from the crowd. Hello and welcome to another episode of What If It's Cool, the show where we talk about anything and everything that is cool in the world today. I'm Mr. Forgetful and I'm really a fucking moron, Daniel Paul Crow, and with me is somebody who I forgot and I'm still fucking pissed off that I can't believe I forgot it. I'm here with DDG.
Hi DPC.
How's it been?
I haven't forgotten you.
I know.
It's been good.
Look, we were talking before and having a good laugh that I'm still a fucking idiot for doing this. So I've known DDG for years because I remember when she first started and everything. Do you think I really remembered when I finally got into the industry and met her and thought it was the same person? No. And it wasn't until I saw an old Alpha video and I went, oh fuck. And they clenched this as well. DDG got back in the ring this time last year, and had a match with Chris Law as Jerry Craven. And my son, Bubs, turned around and says, "Who's that?" And I went, and literally, my head sunk. I went, "Yeah, I know who that is."
Yeah.
And I can't believe I didn't recognize it. I'm a fucking moron. But, I'm old. I'm nearly 40. Go figure,
I'm old too, DPC. It's been 15 years.
Hey, I'm older than you, okay? So it's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but then again, laws are older than both. Oh shit! I probably shouldn't say that. He's probably going to kill me.
He might. He's not listening. Scrub that.
Yeah, cool. All right, cut that out. What are we talking about today?
We're here to talk about Dominion Wrestling, which is the promotion that I'm starting.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, I've seen a lot of things be coming out and hearing a lot of ramblings in the wrestling world. So, firstly, what is Dominion Wrestling? What's it going to be?
So Dominion is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Obviously been in and out of the industry for about 15, 16 years. Always wanted to give promoting a go. It's just that the stars never aligned. But I think they sort of have now, which is really exciting. I love wrestling. I've loved wrestling for 20 years. It's my way, I think, of trying to give back to the community. Just wanting to put wrestlers on, give people a platform to perform, try something a little bit different. I've got a few different ideas in mind of where we want to do things, and just see how it goes, really.
Well, for a lot of people who don't understand the backside of wrestling when it comes to just starting a promotion, because I'm gonna be fairly honest, if I didn't know the connection that I do now, right, I would have thought it was piss easy. Talk me through. So let's, how all this firstly came about, but also financing and just getting people involved. What happened there?
Yeah, so it's a lot. Obviously, I had to register as a business, which was I've never done before myself. So there's just that back end administration stuff of you got to find a name that's not taken and then register and all that sort of thing. There is insurance as well to think about, because obviously it's not high risk, but sort of high risk in terms of if the audience gets a little bit rowdy, or obviously what the wrestlers are doing poses a risk to themselves. There's a lot of wrestlers brawling in the audience and all that sort of thing you've got to be aware of. So trying to get insurance was again, something I've never done, which was quite interesting to go through.
In saying that though, because I'm not going to name names or companies, but I do know how hard it is.
Mm,
What kind of process was it like to actually get a well insured? Because I know one company they're at the moment struggling at the moment because to find insurance,
mhm.
they're finding it next to impossible to actually get insured. What do they ask? What do they do when they're trying to insure you?
So it was really difficult, I think, and I completely understand why people struggle with it, especially in wrestling, because we are volunteers basically. You know,
Mm,
you might pay a wrestler a little bit of money, but they don't work for you.
mm,
Your ring crew is just your mates basically.
yep.
You know, it's again, they're not contracted to you or anything. We don't own the ring. You don't own a lot of those other bits and pieces. So they were asking me questions sort of around what do you pay? How many audience members are you expecting? Who actually works for you and who doesn't? Do you have a workers' compensation scheme? Who owns the ring? Who does this? Who does that? So I was like, oh my God, like the things that I sit here and think about. And it's like, they're like, oh, what happens if someone gets injured? And I'm like, well, it's wrestling. It's, you know, I've seen people get injured before and it's, you just you don't sue, you don't go crazy. It's the
Mm,
community. You know, I've seen it happen. The community rallies around people who get injured and support, but insurance doesn't understand that. In that, they don't understand that the family environment that wrestling creates.
mm.
So how do you? Yeah. So it was really they're asking me, oh, you need to do this. I'm like, I actually don't because I know realistically, I know you need it for insurance purposes, but I know I'm not going to get sued or that sort of thing because it takes away opportunities. Excuse you.
Sorry.
So that's all right. So it's that sort of thing where you develop those relationships within the locker rooms that you then have to try and go, all right, well, how does that feed into getting insured and how does that feed into doing these things? So they asked a lot of questions. There was a lot of back and forth. Things around liquor licenses and are you serving alcohol and do you serve your own food and do you do all of these things that um, yeah, you don't think about until you actually have to stop and do
Mm,
this. So it was a good month, I think, of back and forth via email and call. I had a few other places that I said this is what I want to do, and they outright said no, we won't insure that, which is a pain in the bum. Found a place who did, and it was just there was no, which was nice. It was we can, but and then that's where it sort of flowed from there. So really really difficult process actually when you have to try and make it fit into like it's a square peg in a round hole more or
mm.
less.
It just my brain just like just shut down. Just that's just so much
Yep.
work.
Yeah, mine did too. And you know I'm trying to do all of this obviously around a full-time job myself.
Mm,
And yeah, it's like I said, you don't think about it. And I thought it would be like insuring a car, for example. You know, you plug in your details. This is my car. This is what I do, like what I use it for, and off you go. But
mm.
no, it was a good 18, 19 page insurance form to fill out, and then a million questions afterwards.
Now I have a lot of respect for promoters that have to get insured because like literally I remember hearing some stories about them. Like, it can't be that fucking hard, seriously. Because like
No.
even mixed martial arts or even boxing matches they can easily get insured like that.
Yep.
But wrestling, you would think it would still be in the same sort of thing. But yeah, but as you said, people suing for injuries or for going in the crowd. Like
Mm.
I'm not going to name names or the promotion, but like I was at a promotion years ago where glass got splashed in my face and a
Ooh.
wrestler's blood went all over my shirt. Did I sue them? No. What did they do to compensate me? They gave me a free T-shirt, and I was like, "Oh, this is awesome!" Not realizing how incredibly serious they could have been if I got hurt.
Yep.
I wasn't even thinking like, "Oh, I was going to hurt." I was like thinking, "This is fucking awesome."
Yep.
It wasn't until like someone said, "Oh, the legal repercussions of what could have happened." I went, "Oh,
Yeah. And
that,
that's what I'm talking about. You are relying on a lot of people's goodwill, and I think even fans and stuff, they all get it. They just want to be part of something and go out and have a good night out. So, you know, they don't come in here with the intent of getting hurt or punishing someone if they do. They just want to be a part of it.
Well, you remember a couple of shows that we've done together where somebody grabbed grabbed the wrestler and they just said hit them, or we didn't do, and I'm not going to outline not say what promotion was, but we weren't working on this one, but someone accidentally got hit in the face with a chair, and again they didn't sue, they were just like, yeah, this is awesome,
Yep.
I'm gonna take this knife. And what's worse is, like, I think sometimes the fans are that fucking crazy, right? In a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But they almost want that to happen. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I work in wrestling. I don't want to get fucking hit by a chair or go through a table. Don't fucking play the... Anyway, anytime we say tables, they, this podcast plays that fucking clip of me going through the...
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Matty Wild, you bastard. No, I love Matty Wild.
Shout out Matty Wild.
I love him. No, but like, there's a lot of times where fans will just go with it. I mean, that viral clip of Big Guy, I'm not going to say what they said on the commentary, where Seth Rollins, he would have been called Tyler Black at the time, which is honestly the better character. Fight me in the comments, kids. I don't care. I don't like Seth Rollins.
And me.
I can't stand Seth Rollins. I love Tyler Black.
Huge Tyler Black fan.
My God, Ring of Honor, like, and Wrestling Society X. If you guys have never checked that out, right? Yep. Go check it out. Him and Jimmy Jacobs in Doing It For Her. My God, chef's kiss on a bloody great tag team.
Yep. Wrestling Society X, that's a name I have not heard. That was it half an hour shows, wasn't it? Just absolute ballistic.
Half an hour show, 20-minute show for the, like, we didn't get it here in Australia, but they got it in America, 20-minute show where they did like a recap, but then a couple of matches. My Kuya TJP was on the show as well. He was Puma. He had two matches on that. That was the Rumble and the it was like another thing, and he lost both of them. But yeah, that's what it is. Oh, fun fact about that, because if you haven't listened to that episode, the first episode I had with TJP, on Wikipedia it says he didn't have a good time. That is complete bullshit. He actually had a fun time, so don't think it was a bad thing, because it was actually really good. Speaking of What's in Society X, though, it is available on the Internet Archive, the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yes, I will find a link and I'll send it to you. The only thing that does piss me off about that is it doesn't have the musical performances. So it's obviously the rip from the DVD, which I do have, which is great. I just miss some of the start of it, because like having like, oh my God, what's his name? The dude who used to be who was the guitarist for Ozzy before he passed away, Zakk Wylde. Having Zakk Wylde, having 3-6 Mafia, Good Charlotte, all these bands playing like a 30-second set, because that's what it was. But it was still friggin' awesome to see these high name bands playing in a fucking wrestling show.
I've got to go and watch it again.
It was so good. You know what? I know we're here to talk about Dominion, but I'm going to just put this out there. You know what we should do? Exclusive on the Patreon. We should watch the entire season of Wrestling Society X. Get people in. Like how
I'm there.
You're in? All right.
Yep.
We'll have to do that. I'll have to ask the rest of the team and see who wants to do that, because like honestly, every time I mention it to a lot of people, it's only people who are our age, or maybe 1-2 people in the locker room that actually remember it. And I'm like, if they had a second season, I guarantee they probably would have put TNA out of business.
Yep.
Because they had the talent. They had the talent. And it was fucking ridiculous, especially that last episode, but it was fucking amazing.
I loved it.
Half an hour. Like, it was like Attitude Era, like like feeling like it was obviously better than the Attitude Era, because it didn't have a lot of, aspects in it, but it was absolutely fantastic. Like, I can't obviously name certain people because they're now cancelled, but having them on there and doing some crazy shit was great.
Yep. What a yeah, okay, we're doing that.
Yeah, we're doing that. So obviously the painstake of the insurance
Mhm.
is one thing. Financially wise, a lot of people don't even realize like how hard it is. Like, not doing exact numbers, but how much does it roughly take to just get this up and going?
Yeah, so it's a fair bit. I think so. Insurance alone, I'm happy to share. Looking at $1,600 for the year, which gets me a few shows, which is all right.
Hmm.
But then you have to look at things. So for me, I'm a big believer in paying our talent for anything. So even a smaller show like Single Shot, which is our sort of debut, our little one.
Oh,
I still want to.
before we even do it, when is
Okay,
Single Shot? When's that
Single
coming out?
Shot is January 19th. So we are actually running a Monday night, which is a bit of a risk in itself, but it's at Commonfolk Cafe in Mornington. During the school holidays, it's going to be a nice small show, just 4 or 5 matches. Hoping to be done and dusted, not super early, but reasonably early, so people can bring the kids down, just have a little bit of fun, get a bit up close and personal with the wrestlers, and still get them home in time for bed, and then 2 weeks later they're back at school. So just something a little bit different for the school holidays. We just thought we'd try it out. Um,
I was always wondering why it's on a Monday, but that's good because like yeah, Monday night. I think there's only one promotion I remember that did a Monday night, and it was PCW, but that's like fucking at least 13 years ago when they did that.
yeah, and look, we don't know obviously how it's going to go. School holidays is as good as any time to try it out
Hmm.
because people are going to be not in school and not have those restrictions on, oh, we need to be up early tomorrow. But you never know. So we just thought, you know what, Monday's a little bit different. We won't be clashing with anyone who does want to run on a Thursday or a Friday, and just something a little bit different for the area as well. Mornington's a little bit sort of an older area. So it's, get some kids down and all that sort of thing to it. See how it runs.
So is it actually at the cafe? Like
It is. Yeah. So they've got a little courtyard as well.
wait, so we're gonna so when I say we, oh, wait, hey, wait, that brings me to my next question. Am I gonna be a part of it?
No.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Next question.
get you on the fucking show and then no, I'm just joking. I don't. It's. I'm not. I don't.
We'll see.
I'm not. In all honesty, I'm not putting DDG on here for me to be working at another company. You know. But no, that's going to be really cool. An outdoor show, like that's the one thing I envy about like South Australia because they do a lot of shows outdoors as well, which is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. I think in Melbourne, I think we've only done what 4, 5 because we did the baseball field years ago for MCW. We had a thing for PCW, and this is like way before I got in the industry. I think this is like circa 2006, 2007. I think they did
Wow.
something
Yep.
like that. Alpha used to do Pipes and Market outside.
Yes, I was
Um,
on those shows. That
yes, you
was that
were.
was a lot of fun.
Um, who was the other promotion? Oh, and MXW for the was it the well one of the local fairs that they do. So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. It
so
looks something
this is gonna
different.
be interesting.
It's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we hope it runs well. Like I said, you never know, but it's just trying something different. It's only intended to be a small show. We do have bigger things planned, which will be coming out a little bit more in the new year about.
Mm.
But it's just more of just something fun, like it just to stop in, see what's going on, sort of
Mm.
deal, and then moving into more traditional, I guess, wrestling moving forward.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see how Single Shot goes. We've got a few good little talents on it, which is always very exciting.
Well, who's been announced so far, and can you give us a sneak peek of maybe one or two who might be or possibly are joined with your new promotion?
Yeah, so one of the big ones we've got for Single Shot, no match announced as yet, but we do have the Revenant Chris Law in action, which
Yep.
is extremely exciting for us. He's a 20-year veteran, will be approaching 21 years next year in this industry.
Also my all-time favorite wrestler. Like, and I'm not saying that to kiss his ass. He actually is my all-time favorite wrestler.
He's fantastic.
And he's also very, very scary when you piss him off. So my suggestion is do not piss that man off, ever.
Yeah, I'm worried for his opponent at Single Shot. We'll see what happens. But, he's still wrestles, but is a lot more selective now about where he wrestles. So we're extraordinarily lucky that he's coming on board to Dominion. We do have Nemesis as well. That was our first announced match. We've got Andy Walker. Oh, all right, we'll scrub that out.
They know I'm joking. I'm just doing a bit because obviously when I do commentary as Durag Porker at APW, I have to hate them.
Yeah, fair.
It's the kind of thing,
Absolutely,
it's just all in gimmick.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. So long as you don't cause problems for me with Nemesis, if they hear this and they come at me, we'll be having words. So I've got Andy Walker and Sean Cruz taking on Luke Resner and Nate Nitro of Conflict Axiom.
Ooh.
So just something a little bit different. Sean's, a sneaky little bugger, and I know Andy is as well. And then you've got them sort of against the two sort of high flyers, a little bit different in Conflict Axiom in Res and Nitro. So why not? I'll actually be wrestling on this one too, which is very exciting, though
promoter puts
herself
scared. on the show. That's never been done before.
No. I'm scared. I've put myself in probably the worst position. I'm going to be taking on Nova Nichols, who just an unbelievable wrestler, but really scary. And so, if I suddenly get sick a week out, that's just entirely coincidence, let me tell you.
Look, we should have you on an episode of Threes of Vibe after you have your match, because I reckon having a veteran like yourself, taking on a member of one of its cool and losing is going to be good content for us to talk about.
Ouch. Okay.
I'm joking.
Thanks for your confidence there. I'm just, I'm just going to scrap that match.
Hey, look. At the end of the day, Nova and Elaine will fucking kill me if I ever say anything bad about them, and I'm more scared of them because they will gang up on me.
Fair.
Like that's the thing.
Fair. Maybe that's how I get on Nova's good side. Maybe I gang up on you too. Yeah.
Why does everyone gang up on me? I'm like, this is just a gimmick. It's like I'm not in real life. I'm not that mean or cocky. I'm actually like really nice. But obviously I have to have a persona on a podcast and in wrestling. Why do the people fucking hate me? Oh yeah, that's right. I wear a durag for a living. That's right.
That'll do it.
Yeah, as I think it's what Nova always says. The only durag is a bad rag or whatever. I don't know what she says. She always making fun of the durag. Even outside of the podcast and wrestling, she'll still make fun of me for that durag.
Wow.
But they only have one person to blame for that, and that's Nate Hunter.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Nate. I'm giving you props for that one. Shut up. But no, like. Obviously, like the financial side, it is costly though. But you are very passionate to do this.
Yep.
God bless you for doing it, because
thank you.
It's fucking hard. Like
it is. There's so much to think about.
I'm not on management for any promotion I work for. I do stuff backstage for a lot of things, but I don't obviously do the finances or the booking or anything like that. But I do help. And it is one of the most stressful jobs. Like I remember saying to somebody who I will not name, not because they're cancelled or anything, because they don't want people to know that they're the booker. But like it is the worst position. And I was like, it can't be that bad. Working in wrestling for almost 3 years now, and seeing them and what they have and the BS that they have to deal with on a daily basis, not a show basis, on a daily basis, because. When you work in wrestling, unfortunately, we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes every fucking day, and it is hard as shit.
Agree.
I never want to be a booker. I don't envy you one bit. I don't mind being a writer, writing storylines and all that stuff, but actually booking the show and dealing with the talent on a daily basis, it is not fun. And the stories and some of the things I've actually witnessed now has turned me off of ever being a booker. I don't want to do it.
No, that's fair. It's hard. I think that's where for Dominion, I've tried to set up a team of experienced people around me just for booking, for storylines, for agents, so that I do have people to bounce off. And I think it becomes difficult because obviously for me at the end of the day, I want a platform for people, but realistically for me, I am technically a business now, fully registered and all of that.
Not technically, you are a business now.
Yes, no, correct. And it is. I'm funding it all myself. So it's, I am at the end of the day, this is a hobby for me. I love it. I do have a real job. I've got a mortgage, and all that sort of thing. So I have to balance my real life with Dominion, and trying to bring out the best in both. So it's, you do have, this is what I want for Dominion, and these are the visions that I have. And then obviously every wrestler, as they should, have their own vision of where they want their character to be and what they want to do. And you get a lot of people pitching for, I should be the champion, or I should be doing this, or I should be doing that. And it's all great. It's, for me, I take everything on board. If I don't, I don't care if it's the absolute most insane thing you've ever heard in the world. If you think you want to have a go at it and it's feasible for me to do it, I'll consider it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to spend money and finance sort of resources on something that may not actually support the business or support that person the way they think it is going to. It's a really fine line. Everyone's been really, really good about it thus far, though, in terms of when when I was sort of initially touching base with wrestlers, because that's the other thing, obviously, is working out who you want wrestling for you. And we are very, very lucky in Victoria that the talent pool is so deep. And there are a lot of people wrestling for a lot of places, and some who aren't wrestling for as many but are still extraordinarily good talent. So touching base with those people and, I'm starting something, would you be keen to jump in? And the response has overwhelmingly been yes, which has been awesome. I haven't had anyone come to me and say no, which is really heartening for me. I know there are there'll be naysayers out there. That's totally fine. It's always going to be. But for me, it's that's been the most heartening thing, is that everyone's looking at it going, hell yeah, we want to see how it goes. And, if we can support you, that's great. So that's been really, really positive. I've absolutely loved that. Because I do, like I said, I love wrestling and I want to give back to these people.
Yeah.
And the people who are willing to support you, I'm willing to support. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, but you factor in, I was going to say 10, but I reckon even closer, maybe 6 years ago, that probably wouldn't happen. Because there was so much, I hate using it, I hate saying this, but there was a lot of tribalism. There still is tribalism out there, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. But even then, there were certain people that, if it was an upcoming promotion like this, regardless, and I'm just gonna be very general on this one, regardless of who was funding it, how much it's gonna be doing, who was on the card, because it was a starting off promotion, they wouldn't give you 2 cents to listen. And it's really, really sad. Like, I could name and shame heaps of people that I've heard, but I won't, because a lot of them have cleaned up their act and realized, oh yeah, I can't fucking pick this sort of shit out. And even then, like, one of the best examples of somebody who's willing to go anywhere because, one, he's fucking amazing, and two, he is just like, I don't think he's ever really been a tribalistic person. Like, again, fight me in the comments if you want. I've never seen it with him. Adam Brooks.
Yep.
Like,
Agreed.
literally, he has, anytime someone's reached out to him, he'll listen. Whether he takes the booking, it's another question. But at the same time, Brooksy has never said anything bad to me about another company. He said, "Look, if you need to," because, like, when I'll be flat honest, when I was getting into the industry, I asked him, like, is there anything I need to work out, or I need to be aware of? He goes, "Look, man, you need to really just go there yourself and see. Don't listen to everyone's bullshit unless it's like really, really, really bad. But yeah, you just got to find yourself and just be open to take anything. I mean, I got in just because I was meant to be a commentator and a backstage interviewer. Then all of a sudden, that turned into an on-screen character. Became a manager. Did this and this. I said I'll never take bumps. Look what happened 6 months into it.
Yep. How's that going for you, DPC?
Well, let's play the clip right now. And as you can see, I got a fucking black eye out of that. But and let me stress this again. That is not on Adam. that is all on me because I stupidly put the wrong fucking hand up. I meant to put the left hand up. Why did
Rookie
I put the right hand?
mistake. Gosh.
Hey, but hey, at least I took it and I didn't bitch and moan about it and then say, oh, I don't want to fucking do this again.
Yep.
I bitched and moaned, but I was just like, yeah, it first fucking hurt. That's it. But
Yep.
I'll be fine. I also thought I was concussed at one point, and I was like, hang on, no, I'm not concussed. I'm not feeling this way. And I went, oh, okay, just walk it off, and bang, I was fine.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's so good to be in this generation where we can all work together.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still politics that happens in
Yep.
fucking wrestling. That's never going to go. But it's really good to see that we're all willing to help. I mean, you're getting Chris Law, who fucking almost 21-year veteran coming on the show. You have people who haven't worked together who are going to be starting working together, which is going to be fucking amazing. But also, and I'm gonna bring in a little bit of politics on this one, right? Because I remember seeing a comment about another show, and somebody just went, and I don't know if they were a fan or a worker. I just didn't know the name, but they were saying, "Oh, not another fucking promotion in Victoria." I'm just like, why are you against that?
Yeah,
Like,
I find it interesting because especially I'm harking back to 16 years ago now, almost 17 when I came into the business. There were 5 promotions in Victoria. Options were extraordinarily limited. So we had at the top end, and it's still sort of really exciting to see that they are still there. It was MCW and PCW, who, just as a quick aside, similar thing, like obviously didn't start as the juggernauts that they are now. They started similar to how I'm starting in smaller environments and not a lot of name value and just doing the best of what we had. And for me, it's been extraordinarily inspiring to see that's how they started and look at where they are now, like probably the premier promotions, even in the country. They are so good. They've produced such good wrestlers, and that's had the same small beginnings that I've got. The other 3 companies around were Warzone.
Yep.
Who was sort of sitting more towards the top end as well. And then there was the original Alpha, where I came in, and NAW. So
hang on, if we're doing that, there was one other one, Outback as well.
Outback Championship.
Yeah, I think
they didn't come in they were a couple of years off. So I did actually go to a few of their shows with Chris Law, who was wrestling as Christopher Jacinto at the time. They were a few years off. So there may have been a few others. I think there were actually a few smaller ones.
Yeah, it was like Tornado. There was...
but...
I don't know what they were called, but they're now BCW. Yeah.
But options were really, really limited. And I think, obviously, over time... that's changed and grown, and there is more opportunities. And I've heard the same, that Dominion's just another promotion and all that sort of thing. But for me, it's about the opportunity. I think there are still untapped resources and potential, I think, in the state. I think a lot of wrestling does tend to be clustered in the same area. I'm guilty of it as well, obviously, opening up in an area where we already have a couple of promotions. But for me as well, as there's different areas that I have always wanted to run in, where I've looked at and thought, God, it'd be fun to have wrestling here, because they've never had it, or they haven't had it for a long time.
Well, where are you thinking at the moment?
I'm actually looking towards the southern end of the peninsula. Right. Really good holiday destination. Don't have a consistent promotion. I'd love to be able to get in there. I have been speaking to a few venues who are really, really keen, which is very exciting. One started getting so excited that I was like, oh my God, I can just hand the reins over and he's going to do this for me. He was so keen to have wrestling. He actually told me that when I dropped the email, the first thing he said when we picked up the phone to have a chat was that he went to a wrestling show 30 years ago in the same area and saw one of the kids who had just graduated high school, who was also training to be a wrestler. He saw his first match, and he's like, that was how he started. He was so excited at the potential of bringing that back. So thought, hell yeah. So there's areas that don't have wrestling. And for me, Dominion is not about running every month and doing all of that. It's obviously because, as I said, I do have a mortgage and a job and all that sort of thing to consider. The goal for me was always run a few shows So single shots, one, it's that nice little, here we are, this is what we're thinking. Run a few, like a small handful of shows throughout the year, and then see how things are. If it's going well, awesome. I can sort of keep looking ahead. If it's not going so well, that's where I consider, well, do I keep it going? Do I pause it? That sort of thing. So I'm trying to be conscious as well of, not saturating the market, of trying to do it in different areas. But we are also lucky at the moment with Malice Wrestling Federation coming in, who are also running, very new promotion, running similar areas, but providing wrestling, again, to areas that haven't had it or haven't had it in a long time, such as Pakenham and Hampton Park. So it's, regardless of where Dominion goes, fingers crossed, I am hoping that it obviously goes well. But regardless, there's still promotions to support in the area, which is just great. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think if you had 50 promotions operating out of the same area, probably a problem. But when it's giving opportunities, when the companies who are running are only running every now and then, it's not like there's 3 shows every week. It's one show sort of every month between a couple of promotions, which is fine.
Well, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Dominion works out. Like, I'll be fair honest, when I saw the day, I was like, that's very interesting. But I think it's going to work because it is school holidays and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I honestly can't wait to go to this because it's going to be absolutely amazing being outdoors again. Like, it's,
Yep.
I think, because what MCW's baseball one was it 2020 or 2019? I can't remember. It was ages ago. Just all I just remember was getting a massive sunburn.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I was a fucking idiot. I shouldn't have done that.
I'm hoping that's not going to be a factor for us. Obviously, being sort of still running at night, I think it'll still be nice. But I burn so easily, so I really hope.
Well, you are a ranger after all. What
I know.
There?
Yeah, the sun's my mortal enemy. It sucks.
And for those American viewers who don't understand ranger, that we're talking about, red hair, No, the only reason I say that is because I obviously had the boys from Misfits, the movie Misfits, and taught them a couple of slangs. They taught me a couple of slangs as well that I didn't realize was American. Well, the whole thing is I still got to really like listen back, and because obviously at the time of this episode the episode hasn't come out, but by the time this one comes out, it'll be out. The one of those things is yarn, like that. I'm like,
what does that mean?
It's like what's the closest thing in Aussie that we would? It's just like one of those every word thing, like John, like that, like the fuck.
Okay.
Because and I'm sorry they're gonna have to bleep this again, but like I had to because I was like wondering, do they say right?
Yep.
And they went, yeah, we do it. We just don't do it as much as you guys. I said, I said the one of the best things that we have is like, yeah, he's a but he's a.
Yeah, exactly.
And they went, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I'm like, yeah, well, we have t-shirts that says that too. And he went, what? Like, you got, like, of course we do. We're Aussies. We're not, we're
so laid back.
Yeah. But they were so, like, gutted that, like, we use it so freely. I'm just like, it's not a word that I use freely, but, like, they were just like, why do you guys like that? I've just gone, well, if you do the Australian history, we had convicts come in and they did a lot of slang, and unfortunately, slang is usually, very salty. So, but yeah, no, but this is definitely going to be great. Dominion will be happening on January 19th at 7 o'clock, was it?
Yes, 7 o'clock for a 7:30 start.
Yep, beautiful. I'll definitely be there. I don't know if I'll be working because of, how this interview went. But either way, I will definitely be there. Some of the team on What If It's Cool will be a part of the show. And make sure to check out DDG getting her head kicked in from Nova on that show. But yeah, DDG, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I do need to get you on a proper episode so I can interview you about your career as well, because I have 2 video clips that I want to talk to you about that I found on the internet. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
No, you don't.
No.
The one you do know about, which is I'm gonna ask you what's up with the hair.
Oi,
one.
come on.
No,
Yep.
no. I didn't say it's a bad thing, but the other one will go. What's with the voice?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. Now I'm scared.
yeah.
No, I'm not coming back. This is it. Sorry.
No. Trust me, it's funny because I'm just like, I forgot this was your character at the start of your career, and I went,
Yep.
but I know her as this. I went, oh yeah, that's right. This is what she was like at Alpha at the start, wasn't it? Ah, and then I found another clip with somebody else who I'm gonna name and shame of a very different Xavier Black, which I will definitely ask him about.
Ooh.
And you know
Yep.
this one because I think you were the one who sent it to me. Um, because that's how I found your videos.
Really? Oh,
You
I
forgot
don't.
because you forgot that your videos were on this YouTube channel, and I found them all.
I'm excited now. Oh my God.
But yeah, I can't wait for Dominion DDG. Thank you for being part of it. It's cool. We will be in touch for you to do a proper interview soon.
Excellent. Thank you so much, DPC. Thank you so much, everyone.
Anytime. And with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. Want more from What If It's Cool? Make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you can find the video portions of the podcast as well as some interesting videos. And don't forget to follow What If It's Cool on all socials. It can be found at What If It's Cool. Keep that support coming. And speaking of support, for $7 a month, yes, that's right, $7 a month, you can get exclusive content as well as early access to shows, usually about a week before, sometimes even earlier than that, depending on, if I get off my ass and actually do it properly. And you also get your name in the credits, just like these people. And until next time, from myself, DPC, and DDG, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.